Hello guys, welcome back to another video. And for this one I want to look at some quick customizations that you guys can be doing for your applications to make them it's more of like a shortcut. It's just something that I'll show you to do something more like a shortcut. So what we're going to do is we are concentrating on these inline edits. Alright, so we are really concentrating on this. So basically what I'm trying to show you is how to play around with rad systems, how to not be afraid of damaging your project. So what you want to do is actually just go into this and make it happen. So the whole idea behind my application, so I have an issue here which I'll just solve real quick. On my list page I have some uninvited problems, so this is what I'm going to do. Just going to uncheck, work on it later when I'm free. Alright, so the whole idea here is to allow a user to create an event. So just go ahead and publish our application. So we want to allow this user to create this, to be able to create a tournament, and we also want this user, when they create a tournament, to come here and edit these details. All right. So let me check in. So if I go to games here and click on add new games, so you see I'm invited with this whole page, which I really need to select the whole of it. But as you can see, since whenever a player is starting to play, the scores are always 0, we don't have to keep telling the user to come back here and make these 0. Alright, these are 0. The date also, we don't need to add the date also. Then the winner, we don't also need the winner. Okay, so this is something you need to remove. It should not be here. I don't know why it's here. So let's go to here. Let's go to games. Let me just remove the sub forms. Delete this sub form. Check back again. Okay, so now we are done. Now with the new rad systems, we have a lot of issues. So if you're going to leave a table to required as false, so that you don't have to enter that, you're going to get an error telling you that a certain field cannot be empty, cannot be null. So to fix this, you have to set it to null in the database. So this is something you have to do in this version. So in PHP Classic, it was not compulsory, but for this one, you have to do it compulsory, straightforward. You can set the default value here, and you need to check these checkboxes to set them as null. Okay, so now if we go back to our application, as you can see, we have this as 0. So we don't need this to be required, but you can leave it as true if you have a default value. So the default value here will be 0. So I can just go everywhere putting 0. So the second score will be 0. The third score will be 0. This will be 0. Score for the third one, it can be null, because in badminton you can just go for second sets. If a first player wins the 2 sets, you don't need to go for that set. But if the first player wins the first set, then the second one loses the second set, and that now you have to play a determiner set. That's why we have the third one. So you can leave it as now, because it's not really necessary if they don't play the 3 sets. So the date, now for the date, you need this to be automatic. So go to select the date here, and the default value here is going to be date now. It can be date time now or whatever you want. Required, you can set it to false. Now the winner, we don't have to set the winner to be required, so we can say, we can put it as pending, and we can generate our application. So the whole idea here, what we actually want to do is we only want to allow users or players to be added. You just select the tournament, then add your 2 players, then you don't need the rest of this, and we submit our app. So whenever we submit our app, as you can see now, the date is here and this is set to pending. Whenever we submit our application, then we will be able to proceed, and we don't have to bring the user back here to keep entering these same things. So that's why we are going. So let's select the tournament. You have to select that, select a player. I only have one player right now, and these scores, they are not necessary. As you can see down here, you can submit your application. So what we want to do is go ahead and hide all these fields and only leave with the 2 fields here. So we're going to go back, go to our add page, and we want to hide this. Just set it to hidden, 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 hidden. So we're just going to set everything here to hidden. So what I'm just doing, I'm just scrolling upward, but you can see the options you have. Great. So now we only have those 2 fields. So whenever we add those 2 fields and click on add, we should get this redirecting us to our add page. So what we want to do here is whenever we add a page, so whenever we add a game here, we want to now redirect to the page that I have created. So I've created a page which this page is called my games. So my games is a page I have customized. Okay, so div has no matching edge tag. So these are problems that are coming out when we hide these fields. Okay, so that is a bug. For some reason that is a bug. I'll just pause this video and see if we can fix it. Alright, so I found the bug. So the bug was commonly coming from, so this is a bug. I hope they're going to fix it in the next update. So whenever you set a field width, you come and set a field width. So this is a version RAD system version 3.4. When you set the field width, that's when you get the bug. So you can't really have this looking the way I had it. So now we have 2 fields. So we only need the player and the player 2 and the tournament. Okay. So now I had created a page here, the page I wanted to show you before everything went to wherever it went to. So here we go. So I have this page. So this is a custom page I have built for the games, and I want to redirect to this page after I add. So come to the add page, then I want to go down to record events, and I want to redirect to after add to games. So publish this. So whenever I add a record under games right here, it's going to redirect me to the games page. Now let's go ahead and add a tournament. We're just going to select one from here, just waiting for it to load. Come on, taking forever. We don't have forever. Yeah, let's just refresh this. If it gives us problems, then okay, waiting is still not something. Okay. Alright, so there we go. So let's select the tournament. So there we go. We select first player, we select second player, and submit. So we don't want to have to keep adding all the records at once. And now, as you can see now, this add button, instead of taking us to the default list page, it took us to this page. Now, here is where we now want to do the customizations at. So if you look closely here, don't worry about the numbers. This is something I'll fix as I progress with my app. So when you click on this, I can change this. Let's say the first game this guy won 21. So I can add this, I can make the change, and maybe this guy add something like 10, submit that. So I don't really have to keep on editing the whole match every time something is won. Now, the advantage of doing this is once you update, people who are actually following the match don't have to wait until both of the all of the sets are played to see the results. So you can just update the results as it's going. So then we can say maybe this guy won, he got 10, he got 12. So remember, this is a circuit set, and maybe this guy had, now this guy won with a 21, which means that now these guys have to play 3 sets. So that is where you now come in and edit this and put it to maybe this guy won 20, 22, and maybe say now this second player, maybe he was at 21. Okay, so this is just basically allowing you to do the custom edits real quick. Then you can just do the edit here if you want. You can delete this much. Okay, I did not want to delete that much. Okay, but you, at least we have demonstrated something. Now here you can select the winner. So here you can add your winner and maybe say Wilkie. So you can add whoever won the match there. Now let's go ahead and see what else you can do. So on the matters of editing these, so this is what you do. You go to your page. So I'm going to show you this with another page. So I'm not really doing it with the one that I've already created. So I'm just helping you to go ahead and be able to work with this. So set inline edit to true. Okay, but first let's see how our page looks like. So page looks like this without inline edit enabled. So let us enable inline edit. Go back down here, set that to true. Okay, so if you come back here, you cannot see anything. So we regenerate our page again. Okay, and you're going to get that. But this page is something I had done earlier, so I don't really want to change how it looks. So I'm just going to enable inline edit over here under list page. Enable inline edit here. Set it to true. And you want to go back and regenerate our page. And now you can see we have another element that has been added here called inline edit. So you just copy this element and go to the page that you are editing, for which mine is this. You're just going to look for where we have these, maybe props.row.seller, and and paste it here. So you're just going to copy it here. It's just the same thing like I have done here with the games. So if you come to my games, you'll realize that everywhere I have something like an inline edit in every Q chip. So you see I have this inline edit, which is coming right after I have declared the props.row.winner. So you just put it right after you have declared that, and it's going to be editing this. But remember, you have to copy this individually, because you see this specifically for winner. Then you also have this one which is specifically for score 1. So you have to do it manually all the way to the end, and you will have something that looks like this. And now the procedure that you'll be using is just the same like we have done it before, which you can have fun with it. So go ahead and maybe try and make it work on your head based on what you actually need, and I hope that will help you make your application. So that will be it for this video, guys.